stances now. Front stances are just like a horse stance, but one foot is in. One foot is in front. Everyone say, a horse stance. Sorry, let me try that again. A front stance is a horse stance, but one foot is in front. Nice. So let's go ahead and take my right leg. That's this leg here. I'm shaking it now. I'm in my horse stance. When I do this, my foot right here is going to come together. I like to call this tightrope to railroad track. So I'm going to put one foot right in front of the other, just like this, toe to heel. Ooh, Miss Christine's not going to fall over though. Toe to heel, just like this. This is my tightrope. Now my foot that's in front, that's the foot that moved in front from here, comes out into railroad track. From the side, it looks like this. My heel is in line with my toes. My front knee is bent so I can't see my toes. And my back foot, I want to make sure that my heel is popped out. So when you're looking at me from head on, my back foot isn't turned this way. It isn't turned this way. It's straight forward. All my toes are facing forward. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So from this front stance, I just want us to hold it really quick, and then we're going to switch. So take a look at your feet. Remember this pose. All right, shake it out. Let's do it the other way. So I'm in my horse stance. This time I'm going to take my left leg. That's this leg here, the leg that I'm shaking. My left leg is going to come together and in front like a what? Tightrope. Now this foot that's in front comes out into what? Railroad track. Now if we're looking at this from the side, remember I went from tightrope to railroad track. My front foot is in line with my back foot. My front knee is bent so I can't see my toes. And making sure that my back heel is popped out. So all 10 toes face forward. My feet are still slightly wider than my shoulders. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. From this front stance, I want to do some middle shoe toes. Ooh. But before we get to that, I want to make sure that we know how to do a walking front stance. So now, if I'm walking, meaning I'm moving in front stances, my foot that's in the back, this is my right leg. My right leg, this one here, comes together to tightrope to railroad track. Yes, ma'am? Let's do that. Let's do that in slow motion. Your left leg, my right leg. That's this one right here. I'm shaking it. My feet come together to tightrope and then to railroad track. Now, everyone, look at your front stance right now. Look down at your toes. Is one foot in front of the other? Is that front knee bent so I can't see my toes? Are all of my toes facing forward? They should be facing straight towards your screen. We don't want our foot out or in too much, then it's not a front stance anymore. And we're going to put our hands in a chamber just for right now. Let's go ahead and walk again. So, my left leg, your right leg, comes together to tightrope and to railroad track. Let's do it with my other leg now. This is your left leg. I come together to tightrope and to railroad track. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Woohoo! All right, this time I want to add in some shoe toes, but let's really quickly go over what a shoe toe is. On the bright side, if you know how to do a down block, you already know almost all of a shoe toe. Here's how it's going to work. My setup for a middle shoe toe is the same as the setup for a low block. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Except my hands are going to be open. I'm going to take my fingers like an action figure. My fingers are going to stay together, and my thumbs are going to stay tucked in like this. I'm going to take this hand here. This is my right hand, your left hand. It's going to come to my opposite ear. This hand comes to my opposite hip. Ooh, just like a down block. Same setup. Here's how it's going to work this time. My hand that's on top comes out to do the shoe toe. My hand that's at my opposite hip comes up to hold a glass of water. Yes, ma'am? My thumb is, I'll do it up close. My thumb is still tucked in. It's right here like it's holding a glass of water. We're all waiters today. And this other hand is up. I like to call it making a ramp, just like this. So let's go ahead and do that setup one more time. This hand here, my hands are closed. My hands are open, but my fingers are tight together. This hand here, your left hand, is going to come to your opposite ear. Your right hand comes to your opposite hip. Same setup as a down block. My hand that's by my ear does the shoe toe. And this one here is going to hold the glass of water. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
See how this hand is like a ramp? We don't want it like this. We don't want it like this. We're not doing the old clock tick-tock. We're going to put it right in the middle. And this other hand holds my glass of water. Very nice. Let's take this hand right now. This is your right hand, my left hand. It's going to come to my opposite ear. This hand comes to my opposite hip. Same setup as the down block. This hand does the shoe toe. This hand holds the glass of water. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when we do this, we're going to move our hands at the same time. So let's go ahead and switch it up. Your left hand comes to your opposite ear. Your right hand comes to your, your opposite hip. I gave you the answer too soon. My hand does the shoe toe, and this one comes to my holding my glass of water at the same time. Yes, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, let's try it again. This hand goes to my opposite ear. This hand goes to my opposite hip. This one goes out like a ramp. This one holds the glass of water. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's do 3 of those or 4 of those. This hand comes to my opposite hip, ear. Oopsies, ear. This one comes to my opposite hip. Ready, shoe toe 1. Ayah!
Tummy hand goes to your ear, right?
Yes, sir. My hand that's holding my glass of water comes to my opposite ear. Opposite hip comes to hold my glass of water. And 2, ayah!
Hiya.
And switch. 3, ayah! And switch it one more time. And 4, ayah!
Hiya.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Very nice. All right, can we put the 2 together? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we can. I know it's going to be a challenge, but I know we can do it. So I'm in my front stance. Let's go ahead and take my right foot, and let's go into this front stance for right now. Now, if my foot that's in back is the hand that's going to do the shoe toe. So this hand is going to come to my opposite ear because this is the one that's going to do the shoe toe. Same arm, same foot. This hand here is going to come to my opposite hip. I come together into tightrope, and then as I come out into railroad tracks, I go into my shoe toe. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's all do it together. So my hand that's holding my glass of water comes to my ear. My hand that's doing my shoe toe goes to my opposite hip. My feet are going to come together. I know that this hand is doing the shoe toe because this is the foot that's coming in front. And shoe toe 2. Ayah!
Hiya.
Very nice. Now this foot's coming in the back, so this hand has to come to my opposite ear. And going from tightrope to railroad track, shoe toe number 3. Ayah! Let's do one more. I'm gonna take a scooch back because you can't see my feet anymore. So I'm here. Now my feet are gonna come together. This comes to my ear. This one comes to my opposite hip. And shoe toe. Ayah!
Hiya.
Oh, let's do one more for good luck. I'm feeling it. This hand that's holding my glass of water comes to my opposite ear. My feet come together. One foot in front of the other. Tightrope to railroad track and a shoe toe. Very nice. Give yourselves a round of applause. Woo! All right. Does anyone need a drink of water?